Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, Awaken Life 888. It is so good to be back before you guys once again. And I hope everybody out there is doing well. We got a lot going on in the world, and these are some very tough and challenging times. But the way I look at it, it's always been that way. It is what we make of these challenging times. What are we going to do about it? Well, for me, I'm going to start with just speaking about it because I've been through a lot, and maybe, just maybe, I can encourage and help somebody. In one of my last videos, I did a video about breaking the silence when you have been through trauma, and going and getting yourself some help. And a very good question was asked. And that question was, where do I start? I'm no professional, but this is what worked for me. And I had to go back through some of my journals to really dig deep so that I could give you the best possible answer. And like I said, for me, it was going back to the beginning of things. And that was not easy. It was dark. It was painful. Oh my God. And it was necessary. It was extremely necessary because if I hadn't went back to my past, I would still be in the darkness of my present moment, if that makes any sense. So by me starting in my childhood, which is for me where all of it began, the abuse, the trauma, that is where I had to start. And so I want to share something that I got out of uh, one of my journals. And it is a letter to little Tracy, my little girl self. And I want to share this with you all because I think that it's important to be vulnerable. And I believe that it's a gift. I know it's a big world. I know that things can be used against you. But this is a testament of my strength. And for a long time, it was shameful. It was so filthy to me to be able to have this spoken out loud. So, on this journey, one of the most important things is breaking through your fear. The fear, especially the fear of what everyone thinks. What are they going to say? They have already said all that they're going to say. What more can these people do to you? It can't get any worse. You've already been through the worst. I've already been through the worst parts. These are my strengths. Because out of all of that rose the phoenix, here sitting and telling the story of this beautiful child who deserved a chance. And she definitely deserved a conversation. And this is my conversation with Lil Tracy. Excuse my writing, guys, but this is just my raw testament. And it reads like this. A message to my little girl self. I could hear her once I got silent. After careful review of my past experiences, which would be my witnesses, she expressed that it had been a long time since anyone had called out for her. She was eager for conversation. She was eager for conversation as we flipped through the photo album of our life. She expressed that it had been a really long time. I looked into her eyes, beautiful and shiny. She wanted to know if she was safe. She was also concerned about all of the abuse. She wanted to know if it had stopped. She wanted to know how everybody turned out. As we continued our conversation, I recalled all the times she believed and prayed to God. I recalled how helpful of a girl she was. I recalled how smart she was as a kid. I recalled how she could read people. I acknowledged her guilt and her shame. I recalled her extreme jealousy. I recalled her feelings of being left out of everything. I acknowledged her feelings like she didn't fit in. I recalled her tears of madness. I recalled her rage. God said, sit back and let me fix it. It wasn't happening to you. It was happening for you. You never fit in because you are the light. You stepped away from your past. You are on the right path. So much has changed since you went away. You were given a different path. People did put spells on you when you were a child. I want to assure you that all spells are broken that they put on you. Everything that they wished for you is now happening to most of them. You don't know this yet, but a time is coming where you won't remember. That is my letter, or one of many letters, to my little girl self. The fear that she held on to, the shame that I carried way, way up into my adult years. Here I am about to exit out of my 50s. And I can tell you guys, it has been a journey. It has been a process. I stayed in my role of wanting things to just always be right. I stayed in the role where I didn't want anything to ever go wrong for nobody, for myself, or for anybody around me. And it damn near killed me. It did. I had to unpack all of these whys. And a lot of the reason why I wanted to keep everything, always quiet, or, people could say whatever they wanted to say and I wouldn't say anything back. All this shutting down and turning the other cheek and looking away. And then, when I would have an outburst or there was expressions of, me feeling like I'm being mistreated, it was, met with, you're crazy. And I can recall how much weight that had in my life, being called crazy. And, just taking that just so hard because I knew I wasn't. I knew I wasn't. But the words, they cut deep. But going back and grabbing that little girl, having compassion for myself that I should never have had to go through anything like that. And then, watching everybody just move in my life like they did nothing. And like, if I did try to express anything, I was looked at like I was crazy for having feelings, having tears, showing emotions, being normal. It's what you step on somebody's foot hard enough, they gon' holler. That's normal. My tears are normal. My pain. And having the ability to feel that for myself. I can never go back to the monsters that I left in my past, to the abuse. You have to get to that place where you know that that little girl or that little boy inside of you deserves more, because people will keep you in those little boy, little girl cycles. And God has done too much work. You've done too much work to overcome the drug abuse, to overcome the alcoholism, to overcome the verbal abuse that I dished out. I knew it would be easy for me to be a drug addict. I knew it would be easy for me to just be an alcoholic. I knew it would be easy for me to stay in the streets and play myself so thin. That was easy. But the change, to go inside, to go into the dark place, to be alone, to try to figure it out, that was the place that was going to take me where I really needed to be. And that is the place that I want to drive my audience and my tribe to go. It's dark and cold and lonely in there. It's a lot of skeleton, a lot of stuff in there. But honey, it's worth it. It's worth going in there and getting it cleared out. Because what happens is it just keeps coming back. It just keeps resurfacing. Unless you are a person that just keeps wanting to suppress it. And by doing all of that, we invite illness to come in our body, dementia, and I grew up in a really big city. Matter of fact, the south side of Chicago. I had a childhood that was fun, but it was serious too. Good people, bad people. The ones you had to watch out for. And when you're a scapegoat, people do a lot of different wicked things in front of you because they know you're not going to be believed. So you have all this double stuff that you know. And it all somehow works out for your good. In the end, it does. It works out for your good. But becoming free, freeing yourself of the past that you didn't create, but it created some behaviors. And facing the trauma, facing the lack, and what happened makes for a better now, for a better present. Do you ever just, wake up, I'm healed and I'm healed and I'm just better. I don't know if that ever works. I don't know if that's how it's going to be. But I do know I sleep really good. I enjoy eating good food. I enjoy drinking water and taking very, very good care of myself. I know that dropping bad habits is good. Change is good. And the more that I embrace taking care of me and not being so consumed with all of everything else, the better I feel, the better I'm becoming, the stronger I'm becoming. I do know that. So anyway, guys, I just want to say, continue to stay on the journey. Continue to speak your truth. Continue to put yourself first. And especially while you're on this journey of unpacking your whys, be gentle on yourself. You deserve it. It's about time. I know that's how it was for me. All right, guys. Hey, I want to share this too. I've took a breath work class, and so I am very excited about it. It's really helping me to regulate my nervous system. And as I work through this, I will be sharing more about it. And so, anything else? No, I think that's it. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you. And until next time, I'll see you back in the next one. Bye.